How to remember almost everything you read in two powerful stages. Have you ever finished a book only to forget most of it within days? If so, you're not alone. Reading is a skill, but retaining what you read is an art. Today, I'll walk you through a two-stage approach, the consumption period and the digestion period, that will transform the way you read and remember. Stage 1, the consumption period. The consumption period is when you actively engage with the material while reading. It's about how you consume the information. Imagine you're a detective combing through a mystery novel. You're not just reading to finish the book, you're searching for clues. Before you even open a book, ask yourself, why am I reading this? Is it to learn, to be entertained, or to solve a problem? Having a purpose sharpens your focus. When I first read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I didn't have a clear goal. I skimmed through hoping I'd magically absorb life-changing wisdom. I didn't. Months later, I revisited it with a specific goal. How can I improve my time management? That purpose changed everything. I underlined key passages, took notes, and found myself applying the habits immediately. 2. Engage with the material. Think of reading like having a conversation with the author. Highlight sections that resonate, jot down questions, and challenge ideas you disagree with. Don't passively absorb words. Interact with them. Imagine watching a movie with a friend who pauses every 10 minutes to discuss what just happened. While it might seem annoying, you'd walk away understanding the film better. Treat your reading the same way. Pause to reflect and engage. 3. Break it down. Your brain retains information better in chunks. Don't try to devour 50 pages in one sitting. Instead, break your reading into smaller, manageable sections and summarize each part before moving on. After every chapter, close the book and try to explain what you've learned to an imaginary friend. If you can't, go back and reread. Stage 2, the digestion period. Reading is just the first step. Digesting what you read ensures it sticks. This stage is about processing and applying the information. Think of it like letting a good meal settle so your body can absorb the nutrients. 1. Reflect and summarize. After you finish reading, take time to reflect. What were the main ideas? How do they relate to your life? Write a short summary in your own words. It forces your brain to process the material more deeply. After finishing Atomic Habits by James Clear, I wrote down 3 key takeaways. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Focus on systems, not goals, and make it easy. Months later, those notes served as a quick refresher and helped me establish new routines. 2. Apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is like a seed that's never planted. Choose one actionable insight from your reading and apply it immediately. For instance, if you're reading about time management, implement a small change like using a planner or scheduling your day. Imagine learning how to ride a bike by reading a manual. You might understand the theory, but unless you get on the bike and practice, you won't learn. The same goes for applying what you read. 3. Teach someone else. One of the best ways to solidify what you've learned is by teaching it. When you explain a concept to someone else, you reinforce your own understanding and fill in any gaps in your knowledge. Start small. Share a quick summary or an interesting fact from the book with a friend, or post a short review online. 4. Revisit and revise. The digestion period doesn't end after one refection. Revisit your notes weeks or months later to refresh your memory and see how your understanding has evolved. I keep a book journal where I jot down key takeaways from every book I read. Revisiting those notes feels like catching up with an old friend. It reignites the ideas and often brings new insights. Final thoughts. Reading isn't just about finishing books, it's about transforming knowledge into wisdom. The two-stage process of consumption and digestion helps you do just that. As you approach your next book, remember, read with intention, engage deeply, and take the time to reflect and apply what you learn. Like planting a tree, the effort you put into reading and retaining knowledge will grow over time, yielding fruits of success in your career, relationships, and personal growth. So are you ready to turn your reading into a lifelong superpower? Let's start now. What's the first book you'll tackle with this method?